We gotta be real.
My recalibration didn't work.
Yes. Calibration complete.
Okay. Nope, still. Yeah. I guess if I don't turn too far. I don't know. I guess I got sleepy eyes today. It's weird. I don't know. Or maybe if I start with my eyes closed when I calibrate, and then when I open them, I'll just have big eyes the whole time. Let me see.
Try it. That sounds hilarious.
No, wait. Let me go completely closed. I was still trying to look to see. I had like one open and one closed. Hold on.
This is hilarious. Okay, you're good.
I don't know. It just fixed them overall. It's weird.
Nice.
Weird. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Good morning,
We do have
Darcy.
some. Oh, good morning, Jeff.
So I think we got our calibration working, kinda.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. We still have wonky eyes, but that's okay.
Well, you have wonky eyes.
I do. I do have
Telling
wonky
me
eyes.
my poor avatar has wonky eyes. That hurt his feelings.
Yep.
And he had like 5 left.
Mission
Now he's got 2.
accomplished. Yeah. 2 feelings?
2 feelings left out of 5. That's not very many.
Yeah.
Running a little low. But maybe we'll have some viewers boost up his feelings today.
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not. So, we got a good show for you. Anybody that wants to listen, we have a good show for us because we haven't read most of these articles. So, there'll be new information ish for us.
Yeah.
So, that's always fun.
As always. Yeah. It is fun. Learning
All right,
something new.
let's start.
Okay. Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
did I just close it? Yeah. Wow. I failed right off the bat.
Well, at least we're starting on a high note. How many feelings do you have now? Just one?
Maybe I gained one.
Oh. Okay.
Because now I'm back. So, we have a rocket caught by a helicopter, if you haven't heard. Oops. Oh, that was bad. I hit the spacebar. I guess like pages. Oh, that's interesting. Um, so a rocket that was shooting some satellites up into the sky, because I think that's about all we do anymore. Um, we caught the reusable part with a helicopter for a few seconds. I don't even think it was for a few seconds. I think it was like instantaneously they let go of it. But the reason they did, and they kind of expected to, is because it exceeded their testing stuff, and the people in the helicopter wanted to return safely to Earth. So they,
Yeah, that feels
it was expected to let go, and then they just retrieved it out of the water like they always do. But they'd rather not have all that, probably that salt water on it. Is my guess. Is why it's probably more advantageous, or maybe risk of damage. I don't know. What do you think from hitting the water?
um I mean, I guess I don't know. Like to me it just feels weird.
That
I
you're
don't
trying to
know,
catch it in the
like
air?
well, to catch it with a helicopter cuz they're not I feel like helicopters can crash pretty easy as it is, and to be trying to catch something that's falling um falling quickly. And I mean, I think it's very cool. I like the idea. It's very A-team, you know, like something only Murdoch could do. But I don't know.
Are you watching the A-Team lately?
I love the A-team. And
That's
I
so
actually
funny.
did. It's on one of the channels, the original show. So,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Which is surprisingly kind of racist. The
Oh
show.
yeah, I would
Yeah,
imagine
it
so.
was pretty bad. I was like, "Oh, wow, they could not get away with even half of this stuff anymore." But it's okay. It was the 80s. It wasn't but anyway. Oh, this is it?
Hmm. Cheers turned to groans, but it's still all right. They just gotta
Yeah.
take their test results for their new load. And if you don't understand what maybe the reason was, is because when they caught it, they had this big hook. Not really too tricky as far as like the setup. I mean, doing it's super tricky, but they have a big old hook on the bottom of their fancy helicopter, and it catches. So the fuel part, the reusable part, booster part, I think is what it's called, um, had a whatchamacallit, had a parachute, and they just hooked the parachute, and then it yanked the cable, of course,
Uh-huh.
and it yanked a little too hard, and people decided for safety reasons they'd let go, and that
Yeah,
was it.
that makes way more sense. Um, because I was just imagining like the rocket kind of free falling, and um, so yeah, I mean, so they need to try and get it to slow down, or
Bigger parachute, or um, maybe something different with the hook system for the helicopter.
yeah.
Maybe next time they'll take like a jet and they'll scream it by and hook it so that it doesn't yank the helicopter. Instead, just yanks
Because there wouldn't be a helicopter,
because there wouldn't be a helicopter. No,
huh?
no, that'd be silly. The helicopter makes sense. They have helicopters that can carry heavy stuff, so
Yep.
they just need to change some things or do something. They'll figure it out. I don't think it's too hard. I think the fact that they were able to pull all of it off was, you know, the rest is probably just details.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, probably the first major hurdle. Can we catch it? Oh, we can? Okay. Yeah, you get a lot of data from something like that.
Mhm.
First
I
try.
think, to me, I think the harder part is landing it. What are they landing it on? They just softly landing it on the ground? I think that's a little harder than, trying to catch it. Because you're just out in the air trying to catch it and hook it. I mean, there's things that could get
Does it say in
tangled,
the
maybe
article?
things that don't release, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I would think trying to softly land it on the ground is your tricky part.
Maybe there's like a big mattress,
Big mattress. Yeah.
like
Okay.
like
Okay.
some people
A
use.
net. A net. I'm okay. Like a trampoline. No. You were thinking around the right lines. That'd make it a little easier. Because this is better than Elon in a way. It's just different than Elon's landing it on the ship. Because you don't have to have extra fuel to land,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You can shoot up smaller, lighter rockets because you can spend all your fuel in theory.
yeah. Well, and then when it does, if it does crash, it's not going to blow up as much.
Well, that too. As much.
There's less. Yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, it's still a rocket. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I like it. I think it's very cool. I wouldn't want to be on the helicopter. Just saying.
A lot of video game practice. You'll be all right.
We've already talked about that. I'm not good at video games.
Just
Well,
Tetris.
I guess it would be kind of like Tetris, wouldn't it?
Yep. You gotta put the hook in the little slot. That's it. No. That would be extremely difficult and extremely scary. No
Yeah.
doubt. No doubt. It is not an easy thing to catch something in the air when
Yeah.
everything's moving. It'd be fun. It would be interesting. So, we got Webb telescope images compared to other infrared observatories. So we just saw, last episode, we had the images from the newly aligned, newly cooled uh, Webb telescope, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And now we're comparing them against other telescopes. And you kind of feel bad for other telescopes, don't you?
Yeah.
And then you feel bad for scientists because now they have to share time on the fancy telescope. And the ones on the not so fancy telescopes know that they're really just looking at stuff. There's no point in looking at it as much because the new
Well,
telescope will like infinitely accelerate their research, right?
yeah. It totally will. Yeah, well, it does also give you or maybe it doesn't. It gives me like a greater appreciation for the scientists that have done so much work because you're looking at this and you're like, how could you see anything? That's um like how it just is. It looks like it would be headache inducing pretty quickly. And then, you look at the James Webb and you're like, anybody could look at that and see things, and you know you almost immediately can start working on um understanding what you're looking at, it because I'm imagining, it will make it easier to see if there's like um shadows moving across stars to find planets, where the blurrier version, it's like maybe you can't see it as well. I don't know. I'll stop rambling.
You mean like that cloudy area? So we're looking at
Mhm.
an image. They got three images up, and the first one is super bright bulbs that kind of it looks a little pixelated, and they look really close together, right?
Mhm.
And that's because it's more than likely super zoomed in, right?
Yeah.
And so everything's looking close. And then that's from it says a Wise W2 and some numbers um, telescope, and then they got a Spitzer IRAC, and then they start spacing out, and you start seeing some background stars, right?
Yep.
And you're like, oh, okay. And then you see the Webb telescope version, and you see them pretty far apart, really. What used
Yeah.
to be almost on top of each other, now there's quite a bit of distance between them. And then you start seeing it like nebula cloud, which you started to pick up in the second one. So they've probably already, had their ideas about that. And now they see it's like kind of all over the place. And I don't and nebula cloud's probably wrong, right? That's what I just kind of think in my head what the word would be for it. But then you see all these other background stars. So now they can zoom in on those and start over basically with the first image. So the first image will be a zoomed in version of these totally new stars they didn't even know existed. And they started to see them over, if you look where my mouse is at, here, this one right here is this one right here, right?
Mhm.
And now it's got all these neighbors around it that you kind of started to see that one right there. So they probably already named that one, but they didn't name this one that's in between, this one that's in between, this one, this one, this one.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't remember what telescope they were going to use. Maybe it was this one. I feel like it was a while ago. They were talking about like they were going to focus on um this this space this spot in space that there was they couldn't see any light to see what was out there, because that means it's farther away, further back in time. So like this would make it even like, how far back could you go? How far back in time could you go? Because now you can see so much more. You're like
Mm-hmm.
trying to find a space where you can't see light here so that you can go farther. I don't know. Very, it's cool.
It's cool. Yep. So that'll be cool. And this is funny because this is like still the first images. They haven't even really started doing stuff yet. These are like test stuffs.
Right. We already know what this space looks like. Let's take a picture and see how it compares.
An experiment that could confirm a fifth state of matter in the universe and change physics as we know it.
Oh man, I don't know physics.
It's getting a little crazy here.
Yeah.
A new experiment could confirm the fifth element. Isn't that just a movie that Bruce
Like
Willis was
fifth
in?
state. Is that what they're talking about? Is an element? I was gonna ask. I was gonna look it up. I was like,
An
what's fifth state?
experiment that could confirm the fifth state of matter in the universe and change physics as we know it has been published in a new research paper from the University of Portsmouth, England. Dr. Melvin Vopson, a physicist, has already published findings indicating that information has mass. Oh, information. Yeah, we've talked about this, haven't we? The
Yeah, I
information.
think
Oh, maybe this is what I've been talking to you about kind of on the side. Um, has already published findings indicating that information has mass and all elementary particles, the universe's smallest known building blocks, to store information about themselves, similar to the way humans have DNA. He has now designed an experiment which, if proved correct, means he will have discovered that information is the fifth form of matter, alongside solid, liquid, gas, and plasma.
that's makes so much sense. I like it.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
what when we were talking about those brain
Yeah.
scans a few episodes ago.
Hmm.
Um, one of those great episodes we did in the past.
It was a
That
wonderful episode.
everybody should rewatch 100,000 times.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is. They'll probably break their computers, right?
Yep.
Um, so yeah, that was what was kind of, I don't know, I guess it is a newer article. Yeah, from April 29th. So, but yeah, this would be a eureka moment because it would change physics as we know it and expand our understanding of the universe, but it wouldn't conflict with any of the existing laws of physics. It doesn't contradict quantum mechanics, electrodynamics, thermodynamics, or classical mechanics. All it does is complement physics with something new and incredibly exciting.
So how does it? Oh, it completes. So, oh, it just says that it's going to change physics as we know it.
Well,
Then it
wouldn't that
doesn't.
all? Isn't that all you need to do to get money? Just like write a grant, and you'd be like, you have one sentence on the grant. You just have the title. You don't even
Yeah.
have. Maybe your sentence is give me money, and it's
Yep.
like, hey, I have an idea as the title, and then it will change physics as we know it.
Yep. Hold my beer.
Please
Hold
give me some
my
grant money so I can do some
information.
research. Well, what's your research? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Got to take care.
It's going to change it though.
He
It's
says
change-
he claims. Okay, let's see. Where should we start? Um, yeah, information is the fundamental building blocks of the universe and has physical mass. He even claims that information could be the elusive dark matter that makes up almost a third of the universe. If we assume that information is physical and has mass, and that elementary particles have a DNA of information about themselves, how can we prove it? My latest paper is about putting these theories to the test so they can be taken seriously by the scientific community. It's really annoying having an ad that is flashing different things all over the place.
It
That's
really is.
like that one right there in the center, just like while I'm reading, I don't know how I kept reading all right, but it just changed right there and it kind of like gave me a mini seizure or stroke during because it was kind of like disorienting. I don't even remember what it was before because this one just like burned into my brain. Horrible. Uh oh.
That is hard.
Craig had something to say.
Yep.
Is he on delay? Because we're like a few
Maybe we're on delay.
Oh, we're probably on delay to
We
him.
didn't we didn't see it right away.
We didn't see it right away. Um, yeah, that would be. Yeah, he responds instantly. He's like, "Yeah, you're on delay." It's so funny. Uh, but yeah, the parachute would get tangled and the propeller would not be good. That would be really, really bad because that would totally mess up exiting the helicopter. It's one thing if your hook gets tangled to the point, or not the hook, but your disconnection system doesn't work, right? So you can't disconnect it
Mhm.
and your helicopter's going down. So you unhook your seat belts and we realized you said it when we were talking about it.
Just to
Uh,
be clear.
just to be clear, we get you, we get you. So, yeah, so then that would, like, you wouldn't be able to take off your seatbelts as easy, jump out the doors. I wonder what their exit strategy is, or is it like a jet where you hit the button and the whole like canopy comes off, but then you get the blades, so
Yeah, I was like, I don't
you
think
got to
that's it.
shut down everything. I mean, it can get pretty crazy. And
Yeah,
then if
I
it's
don't.
tangled in the blades, did it like bend them to where now they're cutting through? Yeah, pretty dangerous.
Yeah,
I said it was
well,
scary.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, hopefully they're not trying to get close to it when it's still above them. Just saying.
Yep. Yep. Nope, that's definitely it would. Well, you never know with like a wind gust or something.
Yeah. No, it's the yeah. And I don't yeah, I don't I feel like helicopters are pretty unstable. I mean, I feel like it doesn't take a lot for them to go down because even more so than maybe airplanes. And I could be completely wrong. I'm not a pilot
Yeah, Craig's a pilot. Does it take much for a plane to go down?
versus a helicopter. Hello,
He got
Craig.
mad at us and quit. For his
Like I don't get paid
explanation.
for
No,
this.
no, no. He's giving us a pilot explanation, and it's taking a minute to type because it's gonna be like a paragraph. So we'll check back in with Craig and his expert pilot skills.
Fine, I'll look it up. Hold on.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Look,
are we moving on?
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna let Craig answer. Yeah, see. Let me test on Microsoft Simulator.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, if information is another element of the universe, not element, building block, fundamental building block of the universe, then that would explain maybe where information goes when you die.
Yeah, so like you said in Fifth Element, it's not love, it's information. Oh, I like that movie. Yep, this feels right. Have you seen that fungus show on Netflix? They talk about all the how fungus helps information flow and how we're understanding more about how trees kind of communicate and other plant life communicate, and they use this fungus um, world to do it. It feels very similar to this. Like maybe maybe he's on to something.
Well, you know the truth about fungus, right?
What? I don't know. Wait,
They're aliens.
fungus is aliens?
Hmm?
Oh,
You didn't know that? They're here to take over the world. That they manipulate us.
with their spores.
All of it. They control us.
But we evolved. Uh, we separated
You
from
don't
fungus, didn't we?
obey your fungi overlords.
Yep, that's okay. Mushrooms are good.
You haven't heard that?
Nope, I haven't. I haven't heard that.
Fungus are aliens and that they are actually in control of the planet. And they're the true aliens. It's actually an actual working theory. I'm not just kind
Like
of
it
being
came from
silly.
outer space and now it's just
Something
here.
like that. Yeah. Yeah. We can do an episode on it.
Yeah, let's.
There's like a whole there's a whole little thing. Fungus talks, just like you said. It
Hmm.
communicates and it communicates with electricity. And that's exactly what you were saying. They help facilitate a lot of the tree stuff in nature.
Yeah. Yeah, the show was saying that I didn't watch the whole thing. It was totally putting me to sleep in the best way. Um I love watching stuff like that. It knocks me right out. But they were saying like they were seeing that trees understood like the trees around it were if it was their like babies and would give them nutrients if it was needed and um using fungus. I don't know, the whole thing was pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, let's do it. I'm in. And then we could have a cooking segment.
A cooking segment. Yeah, they probably wouldn't appreciate that. The same with the octopus and squids and stuff. Arthropods. I forget how
Mm.
to say them. The general grouping of them. Cephalopods? Is that,
Cephalopods.
cephalopods? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's see.
Well, we'll take
I
a
hate it
break.
when I say yes and then I don't really know.
Well, we're going to take a break now. You can
Okay.
come back with that information, or our viewers can look that up for us. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll be back. We have exciting, exciting stuff coming up.
Yep, it's true.
I'm going to give you a hint. Beatles. Yep.
Okay, that was an excellent hint. I can't wait to find out more.
All right. We'll see everybody in 5.
Okay. Hey, I'm back.
Hello.
Hey. All
What
right.
are you looking at me like that for?
Um, I don't know. I'm sure you did something worthy.
Like
I'm a
you're
smart
staring
aleck.
me down. Hmm. I don't think my avatar's working right. It's Avatar Trouble Days.
I feel like every day is an Avatar trouble day,
No,
but that's what makes it so much fun.
no. It works just fine. Perfect.
Mm.
Flawless.
Yep,
So what do
clearly.
we got? We got a virus found in the pig heart used in the human transplant. Researchers trying to learn what killed the first person to receive a transplant from a pig have discovered the organ harbored an animal virus but cannot yet say if it played a role in the man's death. That's too bad.
Yeah,
But that's why they got
that's
to test these things. Like, not that they didn't test it before they did it, but that's the guy, he didn't have any other hopes. So that's why they did this. So, him getting to live an extra few months is probably good as long as it wasn't too horrible for him, right?
yeah.
Pain
Yep.
wise or anything. But now they'll look and screen for probably even more than just the one that they find, what
Right.
virus it is and whatnot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it said it didn't have any signs of infection, so yeah. Instead of just being like, "Oh, there's no signs," actually doing the test.
Yep. That's what they say. Still development for more sophisticated tests to make sure we don't miss these kinds of viruses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard, but at the same time, I'm sure you can probably. um, I would imagine there's a way to come up with a systematic, almost a way to test to see if there's anything in there, right?
Yep.
Because you know what a cell and what the heart should look like, all that, and if you can get to every single little section of it, then you should be able to see if there's a virus. But getting to every little piece of a together heart without chopping it up,
Yeah.
would probably be
Well, and
difficult.
also
So,
the cost, right?
hmm
I mean, because this can't be, um, an inexpensive process either. So, and then yet now, all the testing and everything on it, and I don't know. Yeah, it's.
I would think growing it would be cheaper, but maybe not.
I'm sure eventually. Yeah.
But still, it was, I think, a very decent experiment in the end. I don't know if I'm gonna say good because it would depend on point of view.
Hmm.
So he woke up with symptoms similar to an infection, and then the pig heart became swollen, filled with fluid, and eventually quit.
Sad.
It was like, I'm not a human. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, and I feel like stuff like that happens even when it is a human heart.
It does. It does. I think transplants aren't. They're not straightforward. It's tricky. It's tricky. So, anxious individuals about getting surgery
Yeah.
can be identified by analyzing their walking gait. Can you identify someone if someone is anxious based on how they walk? That's what students at Clarkston University want to know. Now their research has been published in Sensors. It is part of a special issue analysis of biomedical signals and physical behavior sensing in the development of systems for monitoring, training, controlling, and improving quality of life. That was a mouthful there.
You did good though.
No, but I mean, for their special
Yes.
part of their magazine super special issue.
Is it like super rare?
Yeah, it's super rare. I was telling Link about super rare. So we're gonna be on super rare someday.
Yep.
Someday. Maybe
Oh, well,
maybe
we might not be on it, but we're gonna apply.
no, we're gonna be on it. Maybe it's gonna be the not so rare version
Not
of
so
super
super.
rare. Or not so super. Oh, that'd be a cool one. Not so super
Not so
rare.
super, but still rare.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants this. So we've got it here.
Yep,
That's awesome.
that would be a cool one.
We said
Yeah,
we should
we were
create our
just in the metaverse earlier before we started the show. I was introducing Darcy to the metaverse. It would just be funny if we had a little shop like on some dark alley, and they come in, and it would just be like, yeah, not so rare stuff, and it'd just be like a rock. It'd just be like silly stuff.
So it'd be like Ripley's or something, or like Believe It or Not. Rare or
Well, it's not
no.
believe it or not. It just be
Yeah.
believe it. It
Just believe it.
yeah, just believe it. It really is just this.
That's awesome. I think we
Crush.
should do it. But I think we should totally do it.
You saw the other day how much land was. It's like $8,000.
Oh, then we definitely won't be doing it.
Yeah. If a viewer wants to donate for our land purchase in the metaverse.
Yeah. They're like, wow, that sounds like an amazing investment.
Yep. Well,
It's
the
gonna
other
be
side.
a dark alley with a place full of rocks.
What? We just got spammed.
We totally got spammed.
What is this?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
I don't know how to
Hide it.
monitor. Yeah, see if you can like take care of whatever just happened. I'm trying to do it too.
I
Report.
hit it.
Okay, you did things. Okay.
Yeah, I hit it from.
But
them.
that means we're big time now.
Yeah.
We just got trolled. For real
And,
trolled, not by grandma or anything. So there's multiples still in there, at least I'm seeing. Craig says ban them. Something like that. I don't know. But for those looking that haven't seen our chat, we got very inappropriate stuff, so that's interesting. Put user in timeout. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna do it too. I don't know. We're gonna have to leave it until we figure out how to take care of that better.
Mhm.
We'll have to spam ourselves or maybe work with Craig.
Okay.
Checking it out. Oh, Craig's checking it out.
Thanks, Craig.
Thanks, Craig. No, he's checking it. He's actually going there and checking out the website, is I think what he said. But so yeah, that'd be interesting for the metaverse. But back to our, can you identify somebody that is anxious based off their walking? How are they doing this?
So do they need? Oh, I guess that's what you're gonna ask.
Oh, good.
Look at.
You
I
can
was
talk
just
while I'm trying
wondering,
to read.
like, if they would need to know that they were anxious. Like, I think most people know when they're feeling anxious or whatever, but maybe they're just like, I wonder if somebody has to be like, oh, I'm so anxious, I've got this thing going on or whatever. They're just like going to where they're going. I guess then they wouldn't be anxious. I don't know. It feels weird. Because if you're wearing the sensors, then you know people are watching you. Would that make you feel anxious? When you're like, no, I'm not anxious, and now you're like, everybody's watching me. They're watching my feet, steps. Yeah.
So they had each participant fill out. I would think you would be anxious. I really would, right?
Yeah.
And so then they had each participant fill out a questionnaire to measure their feelings of anxiety. Okay. Well, yeah, you're making me anxious. Fill out the stupid questionnaire because I'm just trying to walk down the street. But when those people come up to you, hey, you got time for a minute for a survey? And you're like, no, I got to get to where I'm going. If I wanted to do surveys, I'd sit online and do surveys.
Yeah.
Then they had to complete a balance test. Now it's like test time. Jeez, you made me do a survey. Now I got to take these tests and a 2-minute walk while wearing sensors. Based on these data, that's weird. I made sure I read that right. Based on this data, the team determined the young people who report being anxious walk in a way that's very similar to older adults who are fearful of falling. That they find that young, anxious adults are constantly scanning for threats side to side while walking and have trouble turning. The researchers also reported that anxious people have worse balance than those who are. What?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. That doesn't
Is that sentence wrong too?
Yes, that sentence is totally wrong.
I'm gonna read
The
it word
anxious
for
people have
word.
worse.
Yeah, go ahead. Do you want to read it for me?
Yeah, I'll read it and see if you say. The researchers also reported that anxious people have worse balance than those who are anxious.
Sorry, because I usually read a couple words ahead before it comes out of my mouth. And so I came to the same word that I just read without not in front of it. And I was like, wait, there's supposed to be a not in front of there. And so then as my mouth is catching up with my eyes, it's kind of, it's just funny. It's funny that process
I'm
it
curious.
paused me. So that's the second time. Like we had another one earlier.
Yeah.
There was a mistake, but
Well, I'm curious, like, what if they had these, like, the people that were anxious, like, doing something on their phone? Because when people are on their phone, they're not paying attention to their surroundings, but that doesn't mean that they're less anxious. So I'm curious if they would still be scanning um, and worried about falling like older people. I mean, if that's what you're going to compare it to. I also think that maybe older people aren't wandering around on their phones as often. I mean, I'm sure that they do all the time, but I'm maybe just not as much as like a younger people. No, maybe not.
I don't know. I don't know if that being on your phone would skew your data. Would they make them not have anything? Are you saying? I guess I don't follow what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying they're saying that um, it says based on these data, the team determined the young people who report being anxious walk in a way that's very similar to older adults who are fearful of falling. They find that young, anxious adults are constantly scanning for threats from side to side while walking and have trouble turning. So I'm just curious, is that because, but if they were on their phones, would they still find that they're constantly scanning for threats and looking side to side? Or are they doing that because they're anxious and they don't have anything to distract them while they're walking? Um, and so maybe if they had their phones, but they're still anxious people, would they still be scanning for threats? Would they still have trouble turning? I'm just curious.
I follow you now. Yeah,
Because I feel like
I don't
when
know.
you're
Because you're making the assumption that maybe we'd have to have some young people that actually care about science listening to us.
I think young people do care about
No,
science. I think
nobody
they're
does
also,
because they don't
I think
listen
they
to
also
us.
care
We
about
don't have
data.
millions of followers, and because if they cared
But
about science, then they'd be
we're not
listening to
young people.
this channel. This would be the
Maybe they
go-to.
can't relate to a bear and an eggplant.
Yes, they can. Oh my gosh, we're so relatable. But
We
I don't
can.
know. Yeah,
I
it's
think
an
so.
interesting thing. Does taking away the phone make them anxious?
Well,
I can't
or
say
just
no
like,
definitively. That's what I was trying to think. Like, no, because yeah, I mean, and now they got a scan, and I kind of follow what you're saying. Oh, Young people sleep till noon on Saturday. Oh, that's why they don't wake up at 7:50. Good point, Craig.
That's totally fair.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Totally fair. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It is a good point. I think it's actually a valid point because I don't know because the phone does, I think, add a level of anxiety not having it.
Yeah. Well, and
Unfortunately,
also just
it's
like what else are
interesting.
you gonna do when you're walking around? You're gonna
Scan?
be looking around. Huh?
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna be looking at the ground, making sure I don't step on any cracks.
Yep.
Doing what a good son should do.
Yeah. Yep. Your mother must be so proud.
I don't
Look
know.
at that weirdo want hopping around. Good stuff.
All right. What do we got? Oh, we got some male spiders trying to not die. So these male spiders
That's nice.
catapult away to avoid being cannibalized after sex.
I didn't see this before. It uses hydraulic pressure.
uh,
They're
no,
like,
just a continuation onto our previous conversation. No, it's not so much. The the final act is what gives you the pressure to catapult away. Oh,
like a
it's so
rocket.
bad. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I like it.
Exactly.
I like it a lot.
It's
I
interesting.
wonder if there's some sort of helicopter out there to catch them.
Oh, that'd be interesting. They have their buddy the dragonfly that comes by and eats them. An act of aerobics keeps males of one orb weaving spider species from becoming their mate's post sex snack. After mating, Filioponella prominens males catapult away from females at speeds up to nearly 90 centimeters per second. Researchers report April 25th in Current Biology. Other spiders jump to capture prey or avoid predators, but P. prominens is unique among spiders that males soar through the air to avoid sexual cannibalism, the researchers say.
They're the smartest spiders. these these ones. They're like, you do realize that if you get eaten by your female, that you are also that is makes you prey. And these ones are like, not today. Not today, lady.
I wonder if it's known by the women that this is going to happen. Wow, we're still getting spammed.
I know, I was
We need a moderator. Can we promote Craig? Oh, you hidden us, but you didn't block them.
yeah, there's not an option on here. I can put the user in
Add moderator. Craig is now moderator for our channel. Craig, go get him. You got a new mission.
Go get him.
We don't want to put you in timeout. I'm trying to see if I give you any more elevated permissions. Nope, that's the best I can do. Can you do anything? Can you take care of this? We have a defender now.
Yes. Maybe. Another pretender.
Now maybe he's the one doing it. We never considered that.
Craig's like, I am here to help.
Well, no, he found out how popular we were, and then he's like, he's like, oh, I can make money off this channel, and so he can talk to some inappropriate place, and they pay him for every ad he spams.
Yep.
Probably how it goes. Okay, so back to our spiders that jump that actually fit what's going on. You put them in timeout. Yeah. I guess that's all we get to do. Repeated timeout. So, let's see. They're a social species that's native to countries such as Japan and Korea. Up to 300 individual spiders can come together to weave entire neighborhoods of webs. Yeah, they had guy talk. They got together and they were like, guys, we gotta do something about this. Like,
Yeah, this doesn't work for me.
why is there only older women around? You know, there's no older guys. There's something going on because like the women probably are not telling them. The female spiders are probably not telling them anything, right? They're like, no,
Yeah, I
no,
like younger men.
yeah, no. But what's the story? Like when like where's dad at? And then like where's all the dads
Oh,
at?
yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, I
like
was gonna say like, oh, not. Yeah.
like and then like as you get older, like man, my one friend, he was like 3 years older than me. And he's not around anymore. What happened to him? Oh, don't worry about it, son. I don't know how that goes down. So do they just start talking?
Yep. They're like, you'll never guess what I saw.
You never guess what I saw. So somebody who came in on the wrong part of the game, and
Yeah.
then they're like,
They
oh,
walk around the corner. They're
yep.
like, oh no.
We gotta come up with a plan, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the best. It's the best. I got video. Do we want to see the video? No, we don't want to get shadow banned again. Do we? Yeah. Let's see this video.
Oh, that's so gross. I don't like it.
Woo! God, peace out of here.
Huh.
That wasn't as exciting. The first one was better.
Yeah, the first one was better, but I feel all gross inside now.
Oh yeah, trigger warning.
gross.
Hey, we had a previous trigger warning for spiders.
Now I feel like they're crawling on me.
It's the best. So we did a post trigger.
Yeah, we are gonna have to share that video sometime though. Even though you don't actually see the spider.
Mirror beetles.
Ooh.
Shiny bodies may not act as camouflage after all. I don't know if that's really camouflage.
That's awesome. They're like, it's a mirror, so you look at yourself and you're like, oh Lord, there's some sort of large creature over there, but it's just you.
This is a story about camouflage. Camouflage, but forget mud blob brown, mealy beige, and somber green. Here, scientists study mirror glitz and paradoxical notion that there's a shiny side to camo. I don't see that. I really don't. Unless it's like pure mirror. Maybe.
Yeah.
Then you see yourself, but then most animals that I've seen that see themselves attack whatever they see. So because it's kind of like they both stance up and stuff. So then I think everybody stance and everybody's like what you saying what to me, what you saying what to me, just antagonizes each other. And so
yeah, I think I told you one time I saw those little green wormy things. They like have like web like a spider does, and they kind of float down. Anyways, there was one and it was about eye level to me, and all of a sudden this wasp just came out of nowhere and like grabbed it midair. And I was like, what are the odds that I would see that? But yeah, it was just sitting there minding its own business, floating around in the world, and a wasp came and plucked it midair. It was weird. There's a lot of creatures here.
Yeah, wasps are not nice.
One came flying over our fence one day, and it had this huge beetle. The beetle was dead, and it ended up getting stuck in our palm tree. And the beetle did, and the wasp couldn't get it out, so then it just had to leave it there. It was super sad. I'm like, here it is. It's like did this, it was trying to eat this thing, and it couldn't get it home. Like, that's what you get for trying to eat something twice your size.
Yeah, they probably just ate it in parts. For a test of dryland mirrors, Franklin and her colleagues turned to a showy group of about 40 species of scarab beetles with some natural gleam and golds. They're cool looking. They're really cool. They climb into eucalyptus trees to flirt with their mates during their native Australia's high summer in December.
Christmas beetles.
Hmm. See if a good reflection gives protection. Franklin set out to create nubs of clay, roughly shaped of two greenish Christmas beetles, one with a mirror finish and one matte. And nothing happened. The trick beetle grade reflectivity turned out to be finding just the right super smooth resin. So they couldn't recreate it for a minute. And then a test with people as pretend predators wearing eye tracking rigs also failed to show that shiny things were harder to find than the scuffed dollar beetles. All the fake beetles were at least avoided being hungrily speared once spotted. So they're saying it may work in some places, but not really.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt or yeah, doesn't seem like it really does anything. It's just cool.
What's also
Ooh,
cool
dragons
are
are real.
dragons and fish and dragonfish.
But they're
So
rare. Is that why they're called dragon fish?
a rare deep sea fish has been spotted off the coast of Northern California. I was going to say Northern Carolina,
Right.
prompting excitement among marine biologists who have attempted to track down the elusive creature for decades. Decades, they say. And they finally caught a glimpse of a dragon fish. What do you think? Do you think they tried to ride it?
I hope not. It looks tiny.
It does look tiny.
I don't know why I yelled that. Sorry.
But it's
Yeah,
cool.
voice modulation.
It's super,
It is
super
cool.
cool. It's also known as the hyphen or the Bathyphyllus. Bathyphyllus. Okay, now we gotta get the next one. Flamingy. Bathyphyllus flamingy, also known as the high fin dragonfish, was captured on video by a team of researchers in Monterey Bay, California. Named after the mythical creature, the torpedo shaped fish is a predator that roams the depths of the ocean. The fish
Very
can
cool.
grow up to a whole 16 centimeters in length.
What? That's big.
Yes, yes, 16.5. Some of them is tall for their age. 16.5 centimeters in length and has long, thin rays for fins. Scientists think the wing like filaments can detect vibrations and can alert the fish of oncoming predators and prey. The dragonfish uses a sit and wait tactic in which it hangs motionless in midwater and waits for unsuspecting crustaceans and fish to feed on. It also uses a bioluminescent filament that extends from its chin.
That's awesome.
It
So it's got a
uses
little
that.
goatee.
Go ahead.
So it's got a little goatee.
Yep, logo T exactly. It uses that to attract prey that see the spot of glowing light and get drawn to it because they think it's something small enough they can eat. Watch the little video. Yep, there he is.
Oh, look at it.
Stop following me! Stop following me! Stop following me! Gotta run away! Gotta run away! Okay,
I
he
like
sit
the way it just
cruise.
kind of swims around. It's really cool. It's kind of relaxing. It's got a little waggy tail.
Yep, interesting. Very interesting.
It is. Man, that little video would put me right to sleep too. I like it.
So upon entering its prey, the fish will open its jaw.
Encountering.
Entering. Yes, 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 yes.
I'm gonna get
Encountering.
you get out.
Upon encountering its prey, the fish will open its jaws, revealing a set of sharp teeth, and snap its mouth shut. In more than 3 decades of deep sea research and more than 27,600 hours of video, they've only seen this particular species 4 times.
Whoa, that's
That's it.
interesting.
So that's a pretty big find if you're a marine biologist,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Something that you don't get to see very often.
yeah, 4 times.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
That was very cool. That was nice.
All right, break time.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then we got the final. What we have coming up is Smells of the Ancient Depths. Gucci accepts cryptocurrencies. Decentralized Twitter releases code, outlines content moderation. And somebody that went clubbing in the metaverse reports back to us normies.
Yep, I like it.
Cool.
Let's do
See
it.
everybody in a few.
Okay.
What say you? Nothing. She says nothing. We don't have a way to mod. Craig, how's the moderation going? Do you gotta keep banning him? Keep putting him in timeout over and over and over? Or do we get rid of him? What's it do over here? Ooh. Everybody's reported him. Look at him. He's got a little tool. He's all official now. It changed your little name. That's awesome. Probably gone now. Yeah, you scared him away. Man, wouldn't that be cool? Flex. Oh, that's the best. No, that would be cool. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think the metaverse really could be fun. You could. I was just thinking I could have a personality where I'm a bouncer at a club. You know, I'm just this. I don't know. I don't know what you would take. Like, because you would just if you think about it from a code point of view, to be a bouncer at a club, you would just give moderator permissions, just like what they do here in YouTube. So then you could really be any avatar, and you'd just be working the front door. Just have it like have some things just work like real life. You don't have to change them different, but you can put kind of a fun spin. So then, in the case of, I would say a requirement of running being able to say you run a safe protective club would be you'd have to have bouncers. And if anybody got out of hand, I think part of the allure of going to that particular club would be watching some bouncers come in from the door, or for security come from somewhere, and kick inappropriate people out. You shouldn't like totally stop people from being inappropriate, because you should be able to um, allow
They
people to still make choices and stuff, but then you
have
should be
some
able to
guidelines.
handle it, right?
Yep.
Let people still be free, but yeah, just like real life, kind of in a way. But it'd just be fun because it adds a little bit of everybody loves to watch somebody get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
As long as it's not you, and nobody. We're not talking like serious trouble, like stomping them down or anything. Like that's I don't think everybody likes to watch that. I think there's an element of people that do,
Yeah.
um, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So it would just be kind of fun, and it would be funny seeing like a baby come in. Oh, have I seen VR chat? I've seen bits and pieces. It's a little weird. I haven't watched. I've seen a little bit. Yeah, seen about bits and pieces. Um,
Yeah.
we're gonna do um on our show on Wednesday, or maybe next Saturday. We'll try. Um, we'll see how appropriate it is for the Saturday show. We'll go into the metaverse. We were in it earlier, so maybe we can go check out VR chat. Well, I wouldn't be able to do VR chat. Oh, I guess I could, but I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that type of role, seeing a baby bounce somebody out of a club,
I think it'd be hilarious.
like Boss Baby? Oh, we gotta be careful because we got shadow banned by the evil overlord mouse.
We did.
Yeah, kind of for a little bit.
Mm.
Our last video on Wednesday,
Yeah. I
we
didn't
did we
know.
talked a little too much about the stars, and lots of other stuff that might involve wars, things like
Oh.
that. Yeah, yeah,
Um.
yeah. They would like you couldn't see the video besides on our own channel for a
Gotcha.
little while. It eventually showed up. But moving on. We got ancient smells. Ancient smellscapes are wafting out of artifacts and old texts. Idean odor molecules in brewing Cleopatra's perfume are part of a new research on past scents.
That's pretty cool. I mean, what I because well, I guess we don't know these people, but so many smells have um memories associated with them for individuals, and so it'd be cool to be able to smell something that people in the past would smell. We wouldn't understand what that meant to them, but it would still be very cool. What did oranges used to smell like? I don't know. That was weird. Sorry.
I don't know. Would they smell the same or different? I'd be curious to see what
Well, I
maybe
would
has
think they would
changed.
smell different, right? Because it aren't they a lot sweeter? Haven't we bred them to be much sweeter so I feel like that would cause the smell to be different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'd be interested. It'd be a little like, you could set it up at the museum and you could walk by and you smell the smells of the ancient depths of the pharaohs or something. I don't know. And then you come across, oh, here's what an orange smells like.
Yeah,
Be
it
kind
would
of
be
cool.
very cool. Yeah, I think I would like that. I know I would. I like smelling things. I
As long as you didn't have to touch anything, I'd be cool with it.
I was just gonna say I really like touching things too. I can't help it. I'm totally one of those people. It's really unfortunate to go places with me. Well, one good thing is Rick's similar.
But you don't have
So
any
yeah,
nails.
we cannot we go places and we touch everything. Can't help it. I in the last couple of years definitely gotten better. But um yeah, it's not surprising that I've been to a museum where they told me to not touch something.
Well, there's lots of
Get in
museums
trouble.
geared to touching nowadays.
Yeah.
Um,
Like science museums and stuff, but
yeah.
this was an art museum. And they're
Boston
like,
Science Museum's awesome. I'll talk that one up for a long. I liked it a lot. We went to it so many times. So many
yeah.
times. What's your favorite
It was
museum?
um I well, I don't know if it would be a museum, but I like aquariums. I do like science museums a lot though. I've haven't been to very many. I went to the Seattle one. Um and then I've been to the one here in Tampa. Um and that was really cool.
We're
I went
super lucky because Chicago has quite a few really nice museums. Craig has taken his daughter a lot of times to Chicago museums and the aquarium. The aquarium I'll rank is better in Chicago than it is in Boston, which is kind of, I chuckle about when I say it, but then it's kind of cold up there, so yeah. Well, it's cold in Chicago, I guess too. So,
It's like, isn't it all cold
yeah,
up there?
but Chicago's is huge. All right,
Oh man.
so like I said, my favorite two museum. I like Boston's Science Museum, and then Chicago's Museum of Science and Industry is also good. Oh, his daughter wants to go to the
Should
aquarium. Yes, the aquarium is awesome. I haven't been to that
that's
forever. Forever. So I'll do it as long as we don't have to go on the train. And there's nothing wrong with the train. I just would rather not go on the train.
you guys are making plans on the show. I love it. Yeah, we're planning on going to the aquarium. I can't remember if it's up north or down here. Rick's sister and family are coming down in um, October, and we're doing Disney. So I'll let you know if it's cheaper for residents. And then we're also going up there to Connecticut. So I know one of those trips we're going to the aquarium, but I don't know which one.
I like aquariums. They're cool. Not very touchy though.
Sometimes though, like
No,
they've
I'm not
got
saying there's not touchy stuff.
yeah,
I'm just not
yeah,
tons.
they like some aquariums let you touch the anemones. Uh, the Rays here in Tampa, well, I think it's actually in St. Pete's. The Rays have a little pool has rays in it, and you can touch them. Um, if they're by you, you can touch them. We went and it was so cool. But I didn't get to touch any of the rays. They weren't by me.
That's
And it
cool.
was all little kids that were touching it. I'm like, I want to get in there and I want to touch them.
It is
This old
cool.
lady doing this for kids. Okay.
What? So, basically, they're looking at the molecules of odor. Not too hard, so the molecules stick to other molecules, so they're able to pull off the odor molecules from the ancient artifacts. And then recreate the molecule, or just analyze it. They probably don't even pull it off, they probably just look at it.
Hmm.
So, interesting. I'm trying to get to where fragrances of various kinds that must have had special meanings permer permer ah permerated permerated
Permeated?
permeated. I'm just done with that word. A range of daily activities, ancient Tema. Oh yeah, there's something funny at the very beginning. This new Egypt king was his first job was to rid the lands of a stench of fish and birds. Because
Yeah,
of
that seems
putrid swamps.
yeah, that's hilarious. Like, it's stinky. That was
Yep.
his
That was his like
that was his platform.
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. He's like, and other people are like, we're gonna rid the area of famine and disease, and we're gonna give everybody, tax rebates and some extra bread and things like that. And he's like, you know what I'm gonna do for you guys? I'm gonna get rid of the smelly smells.
Yeah. We're gonna get rid of this fishy smell. I don't know. That seems votable.
And then he gave everybody cryptocurrency.
Yep.
What do you think?
For them to all spend at Gucci. And they were like, what are we supposed to do with this? Because it's ancient.
So customers will be able to pay using a number of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a coin that we never talk about on purpose. So the service will be rolled out later this month at some of its flagship outlets, including Rodeo Drive in Los Angeles and New York's Wooster Street. Gucci, owned by somebody, owns a growing number of companies that have started to accept virtual currencies. They will also take payments in Shiba and Dogecoin. Customers paying in stores with cryptocurrencies will be sent an email with a QR code used to use with a digital asset wallet, the financial transaction app that runs on mobile devices. Wow. That's a little dangerous. I like QR codes, but one of the things that they're finding is that QR codes can be hacked. So you'd have to make sure that you get you don't want to send your money to the wrong wallet. That'd be interesting. Yep, but that's the way you'd have to do it. So cool.
It's pretty cool that they're using the different ones though. Because I feel like most of the ones, maybe not. I thought most of the ones I've talked about, it's just been like one crypto.
So
Yeah.
while Elon can buy Twitter, he can't buy decentralized Twitter. do, do, do. Blue
Tell me
Sky
more.
owns decentralized Twitter. Wait, how does that work? Right? How does a company run a decentralized platform? It's kind of tricky. Would that be like a company running a platform? Blue Sky outlined that it is not possible to have a usable social network without moderation. We realized that. We needed a mod today to save our life. And that knight in shining armor came in and squashed the threat.
Aw, thanks, Craig.
And intends to build a moderation model for the network dubbed Speech and Reach. Twitter's decentralized social media project, Blue Sky, has released its first batch of code and also committed to content moderation on the network. I don't like that word of content moderation, but you need a level of moderation. You need to get the bots and the trolls out. Former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey first announced Blue Sky back in late 2019, but the project went independent in February after receiving $13 million worth of funding from Twitter. However, Dorsey is still a member of the board. Blue Sky released its authenticated data experiment protocol code via a Thursday blog post. Cool.
Cool.
self-authenticating data, which is a model that enables operations on a network to be certified independently without a centralized host or authority. The general idea is the user will have control over their data and can move it from platform to platform without permission. Yeah, I've thought about that idea too. Everybody should have their own personal blockchains, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
That's what they're saying. You just have control over your own data. So you can turn on and off what you want to give access to for other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not possible to have a usable social network without moderation. Eh. Moderation occurs in multiple layers through the system, including in aggregation algorithms, threshold based on reputation, and end user choice. There's no one company that can decide what gets published. Instead, there's a marketplace of companies deciding what to carry to their audience. Interesting. So if you want to follow a decentralized Twitter, it's called Blue Sky. There's probably other people doing it too. All right, finally, to what everybody's been waiting for.
This whole time.
Somebody's experience going clubbing in the metaverse. What do you think?
What do I think about their experience?
Yeah, how do you think it was?
Um, I I'm gonna say it's can't be much different than any other kind of gaming evening playing a game. I don't know. I don't do that. I was at first. I was thinking. I guess it would be kind of like just watching TV,
When we
but a
first
little more
read
rare.
this, what did you think was your the image in your head?
Um, my first image in my head was like just like going to any kind of club except for uh with avatars instead. So I was picturing like a lot of people, a lot of activity, people doing different things, um, exciting things happening with lights and images on walls. Um,
Oh,
something exciting. That's what I was picturing of just being like a club, except for in the metaverse. So I was expecting exciting things, cool things to be happening, things to explore,
I
which
think
is
you're
not
gonna be
like going to the club
disappointed.
at all. Yeah, I think I am.
But when you were saying that, we went into the metaverse
Hmm.
and we probably experienced very similar experience as Clara did, right?
Hmm.
But just think if you went into a club that was full with everything you just described, with the lights, exactly what people would expect. I guess what they'd hope for is their experience. A little exotic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you get to experiment. It'd be kind of cool. I mean, all these costumes and everything. It's kind of like probably the same feeling like when drag queens dress up and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get to kind of do whatever cosplay too, right?
Yep.
Especially when you have a lot of different personas, not just one. Like it's okay to have just one. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But having a bunch of different ones, you can put on different personas. But just think, you would have the people doing the light spinnies and all that. Then you have somebody just there doing tilt brush, drawing 3D stuff, like, and you walk through it, and it's just like they've been there tripping on acid for like the last hour, 2 hours drawing, and you walk into this craziness of whatever they see. That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Yep.
I'm just thinking of like Hunter S. Thompson World and,
Yep.
Dolly World and just like all these crazy places where just who knows what's going to happen there.
Mm-hmm. And
People
that's
just go there
like
for
if you're
fun.
really clear and you're good on your advertising, right? Like that's the thing. I don't like it when people do the bait and switch. Like if you're just really clear and authentic to what you are, I like that a lot better. So then that would give people know like they walk into something they're not ready for. That's one of the
Yep.
things. and because they could easily accommodate to everything. You could even have, you don't even have to worry about changing, your furniture around, your look around. If you had a morphine building, right? Kind of like what we were talking about earlier in a different way,
Yeah.
right? But
Yep.
you would be able, you don't have to buy new furniture. You don't have to hire an interior decorator, right?
Yeah.
You can just
Yep.
change it. And so you'd have like totally themed nights. That would be awesome. Be awesome.
Yeah. For some reason, this is like making me think of the SNL skit with Stefan, or
Yep.
is that his name?
Yep.
It's just like it's always some
Stefan, I
super
think.
bizarro. Yeah, Stefan. Thanks. Something super bizarro is happening, and it like makes zero sense.
Yeah.
Then yeah, yeah, that's totally what
What
it
would
is.
you want out of a club, Craig? How would you want, what would be your dream club? Or anybody else in the chat? Obviously, other people than Craig can talk.
Except for except for the band
Yeah,
one.
well, unless you, what'd you say, except for what?
The band one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, maybe that's the problem. Craig's banned everybody from chat. We just haven't seen the other people try to talk. They just everybody's moderated, smacked. But unfortunately, Claire's experience wasn't what our fabled metaverse experience would be. Hey, if anybody's listening that owns a company that wants two interior designers to help you with your metaverse ideas, we're available.
Yeah, or not even interior, just some, what are they called?
Idea
It's
people.
oh. Anything. So it's like it's not hamster. What is it? What's the thing?
What? Hamsters? What?
It's like a hamster. What is it? My brains are not 100%,
It's
clearly.
early on a Saturday.
It
We're
it is,
starting to
and
do
I
this.
haven't gotten good sleep all week. It's coming
So
to a head.
poor Clara did not find a very full metaverse, but her first stop was Decentraland.
Yeah, this
Um,
feels more like a museum. Like there's a lot of people for the museum, but if this is the club, then
yeah,
Dolesville.
I don't know. It's kind of eh. And so her computer doesn't seem to be very good. We didn't have any problems with Decentraland. We went to it today.
Mm-mm.
It's pretty. It was too responsive for Darcy. We're gonna have to work on my mouse moving. I mean, I'm sure people complain about that with the stream, me scrolling up and down a little fast. But yeah. And so it's just empty. Her experience overall was blah. There was no super um, wow moment for her. In my experience, I would say you get definitely more of a wow with being in VR. So that does help with a headset, but it's not necessary. By no means is it even. I mean, you do lose, that wow, a little bit of the wow, but still, it's fun
Well,
if you're
it
already
does
playing
feel
on the
like it.
browser.
It does feel like maybe in the VR it would be better because then when you're looking around, you're like, okay, and I can see space, but I don't necessarily have to see all the space and where I am in it. You're like, wow, look at me, I'm right here in the middle of nobody. You can. I don't know. It would feel like you're actually there. You could go closer and feel like you're in the middle. I don't know. Might be
Would you
better.
go, Craig, to a metaverse PAX? And that's the thing we have to be real about what are the graphics going to look like for 10, 15 years. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We're looking at right here, if you're talking about overall graphic look. It's a cheap
Yeah.
graphic look. Um Nice. It's nice. Oh, so you would. Um it's nice, but it would be a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had to
Awesome.
stretch.
Oh, it's like, what is happening?
What, my guy looked weird. Interactive boost. Yep. Yep. Well, that's the thing. I was just like with the graphics, like how detailed do you get to make it look good? Because you get like real life or this or pixel art or I mean you can go a few different ways. But the problem that Claire had in her article was that her computer wasn't able to power it. And so unless you got fancy computers like some people I know, um, then how how do you do the higher end graphics? So you got to target the Wii graphics, which is middle of the road, and I think it's easiest to put NFT. Like, see, look on the wall. That's it's cool because that could be like you shopping. I mean, not you wouldn't want it on the wall. You'd want it on a rack, obviously, if you're shopping for clothes. But you could be shopping for NFTs that would be your clothes that you're going to put on, and then you go. She talks about how she gets an outfit from somebody, and she goes and changes into her outfit. That sounded a little creepy as I said it.
No,
So,
no, I don't think so. I thought it sounded awesome. It's
oh no,
like
I mean I
you're
was
like
thinking like this creepy person at a dark club gives you an outfit and says
I was
go
thinking
change
of like
into it.
Mr. Dress Up.
I know. We both took it like normally I'm the not gutter brain, but
Yeah.
I went gutter, total gutter that time. And so yeah, but with packs, I would want it to be super good graphics because you're checking out the next video games. But then I guess at the same time, or next games or old games, it'd be interesting because then you're checking out. It would be you would have to pick a metaverse that would host um, the convention that would show off other metaverses. So then, since your metaverse is a little more popular, you could get other. You could you're charging just like any other convention, and it'd be cool. But it would be interesting on the coding that you would have, because then maybe you paid those millions of dollars for that big giant space in Decentraland, right? But then do you really need it? Because you could fake trick once you enter your plot, couldn't you just in a way trick the space time relationship, right? Give yourself like, it's kind of like movies where you walk into something small and it's like super bigger, like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? When they get in that little
Well, in
hallway or
and in Blue
something.
Moon Rising, the castle in that movie, or sorry, in that book, it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside.
Okay, yeah. I'm not familiar with it, but
It's my favorite
exactly
book.
the same
It's because you
idea.
don't like reading.
I read all the time. I try. But
You're just
yeah,
not
so
your
it'd be
thing.
interesting. Um, it's still early, but how long do we gotta wait? I mean, are we talking about it now, and it's still gonna be 30 years out? Do we gotta have quantum computers mainstream before we can power what would be, Ready Player One level stuff? So I don't know.
Interesting.
It is
I hope
interesting,
not.
but we're going into the metaverse. We're
Yes.
gonna start exploring them deeper. We're gonna. Ooh, oh my god, that's our um, not safe for work channel, right? The deep dark
Yes.
corners of the metaverse will help
Yep.
you. Treading the line of getting kicked off YouTube. We'll have to create a different account of that. Wouldn't that be kind of funny, right? I mean, they have YouTube channels that do that already that look at weirdo news and stuff, and so we'll just start looking at all the not so friendly metaverses
I
to
don't know.
understand
I'm
them. We want to
sensitive.
understand them. We want to understand what these people are. No, isn't that what they say?
I don't. I'm sensitive. I don't want to know what weird what um strangers
What do you
think
think,
are
Craig? You up for that journey into the depths of like it'd be like the dark web of metaverses?
the dark
Oh,
web.
we just lost a viewer because of that.
They're like
Uh
you're
oh.
fired.
Uh oh. Horrible. All right. I think that's it.
I think so too. I need a nap.
Oh, nap.
But
All right. So Wednesday. I don't know. Saturday. Don't know. You'll just have to tune in to find out. We'll be back to our regular time. next Saturday.
Yeah. Yep. When Jeff isn't pushing us around.
I know, it's crazy. Crazy that we
Just make
started so early. So early.
We totally did.
And we had our normal viewership. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, community.
Well, Grandma wasn't here.
I think she was. She just wasn't in chat because she had to get ready.
Oh.
No, she was in chat. She got banned. She got put in timeout and reported. It wasn't Craig that was making money. It was Grandma. Grandma had the naughty channel in there. Oh, yep. There we go.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, we'll talk to everyone on Wednesday. And have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks, Craig.
Thanks, Craig. Yep, thanks for being our enforcer. We'll have to get you a special badge.
Yep.